Welcome back, friends, to another The City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Lids87 here, and today I am bringing you guys another How Worthy Are They video. A series where I cover units on upcoming banners to see how worthy they are of your precious tickets and or gems. Now, before I get into it though, friends, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And shoutouts where shoutouts are due. Rem's Database, Materiabot, Compendium, Toneberry Troop, and anybody else that creates these wonderful databases for all the players. Thank you for what you guys do for the community. January 21st UTC time, we will be getting our very first Boss Rush event. This is going to be extremely fun. But during this event, Knight Cecil is going to be receiving a rework and an LD weapon. Firian's burst weapon will be featured on here, and synergy for this event is going to be Leon and Kane. So for those not familiar, let's go ahead and take a look to see what Knight Cecil is going to be bringing to the table with his rework and LD weapon. Knight Cecil, he is a protagonist from Final Fantasy IV. He is a Black Crystal Affinity character. Now in the game, he is a melee ranged dark hybrid attacker, and like I mentioned earlier, he will be getting a rework. Now, those already familiar with Knight Cecil would like to skip ahead. There's going to be timestamps down below in the time frame, description, comments, so you guys can skip to a later portion of the video. Anybody else, I am going to be recapping what Knight Cecil does if you're not familiar with him. Knight Cecil is a main protagonist character, so he does receive a mannequin weapon that you can pick up in Arc 2 Chapter 5.8. What these do is this is going to increase Knight Cecil's brave damage with his skill 1 and skill 2 by 10% at the cost of 5 CP to equip this passive. So if you're looking for extra brave damage, this is how you're going to do that. Knight Cecil's skill 1 is Darkness, 8 uses. He's going to do AoE, Dark Range, Brave plus HP attack, hitting at a 50% brave potency per brave hit. If there's a single target, the brave damage is going to be increased by 60%. With his standard passives, the brave damage will be increased by 35%. Upon using Darkness, this does consume his current HP by 15%. He is a Dark Knight. He consumes HP to dish out some nice damage. Now, what Darkness is going to be doing, this will also grant him max brave up for 6 turns by 50% in a buff called Power of Darkness. With both of his abilities, if he is beneath the 50% HP threshold, this will upgrade both of his abilities, or after using his EX ability for one use after, regardless of HP condition. So with his Darkness Plus, everything is still the same except the brave potency. Now it's going to be hitting at 60%, and now he will grant himself Light Within Darkness in addition to his other buffs. We will talk about these buffs here in a moment. His second ability, Valiant Blow, 5 uses, he will consume 40% of his own HP. He's going to do Dark Melee Brave plus HP attack, 120% brave potency per brave hit. With his passives, the brave damage is going to be increased by 30%. Now during a chase sequence, this will further increase the brave and HP damage dealt by 10%. This will initiate a chase sequence while brave healing the allies by 20% of HP damage dealt. This will grant him an attack up buff for 8 turns by 40% and grant him Power of Darkness. When his HP is below the 50% HP threshold, or after using his EX ability, this will upgrade to Valiant Blow Plus. So I did highlight the changes in yellow. So now this is going to be doing 6 brave hits, Dark Brave hits with 50% HP splash, the brave potency being at 95% brave potency per brave hit. And this will increase the brave heal to the allies by 50%, and this will also grant him Light Within Darkness. Power of Darkness and Light Within Darkness are self buffs on Knight Cecil for 4 turns, so Power of Darkness is going to decrease the amount of HP damage he receives by 10%. This will increase his max brave by 20% and increase his attack by 40%. Light Within Darkness is going to give him a brave regen effect of 60% of his int brave. While Power of Darkness and Light Within Darkness are active at the same time, this will upgrade his brave attack and HP attack depending on where he's at with his HP. So when he is above the 50% HP threshold, he will gain brave attack plus power and HP attack plus power. So this is going to do more damage at the cost of consuming his own HP by 20%. With HP attack plus power, this will also do 50% HP splash to the other targets. When his HP is below the 50% HP threshold, this will upgrade brave attack and HP attack to their plus heal form. So both of these will heal Knight Cecil's HP. Brave Attack Plus will recover HP by 20% of damage dealt with a 20% max HP limit, And HP attack plus heal will recover his own HP by 50% of damage dealt with a 30% max HP limit. His additional ability, he's going to do Dark Brave damage and grant himself 4 turns attack up by 20%. Call action, Dark Knight Cecil is going to come in, he's going to do his Dark Brave damage, he's going to initiate a chase sequence while healing your allies Brave by 20% of HP damage dealt while consuming his own HP by 40%. With the crystal level 80, there's going to be more overflow, and this will increase the Brave granted to the allies by an additional 30% up to 50% Brave heal. Dark Knight Cecil's EX ability, Dark Cannon, it does recharge at a slower rate. Now this is going to do Dark Range Brave plus HP attack, executed twice with 20% HP splash, hitting at an 80% Brave potency per Brave hit. With his passives, there's going to be an increase to Brave damage by 30%. After using Dark Cannon, this will recover 1 use of Darkness and Valiant Blow, so both of his abilities will recover 1 use up to the max amount. This just means longevity in fights. This will inflict Dark Resist down on all the targets for 6 turns, meaning he can dish out even more damage towards his own enemies, and this will grant him both of his buffs, Power of Darkness and Light Within Darkness. Something to keep in mind is that at EX plus 2 out of 3, he will gain all of his buffs at the start of the quest. After maxing out his EX weapon, you will gain access to an 8-type bonus sphere. When the wielder's HP is below 80% of their max HP, this will increase their Brave and attack by 10%. Time to talk about Dark Knight Cecil's LD weapon, his LD ability, Soul Eater. Now this is going to have 3 uses. After using Soul Eater, this is an instant turn rate, meaning he can act immediately. This will consume 60% of his current HP. This is going to do 6-hit Dark Range Brave plus HP attack with 20% HP splash, executed twice, hitting at 100% Brave potency per Brave hit. So this does hit pretty hard. Soul Eater will delay all the targets by 1 turn. This will self-Brave heal by 30% of HP damage dealt. This will inflict Dark Resist down and a new debuff called New Moon Mysteries on all the targets, while granting Dark Knight Cecil his Power of Darkness and Light Within Darkness buffs. New Moon Mysteries, it is a 8-turn debuff that's going to have a sap effect of 10% of max Brave and increase the HP damage received by 20%. So more HP damage towards said target. Take it full advantage of this. Pair him up with Kais, pair him up with Kurasame just to really stack up the HP damage on that target. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to want to use his LD ability, delay all the targets, instant turn rate. He's going to Brave heal himself after the damage, and what you can do is use his Valiant Blow to initiate a chase sequence. His 7-star armor is going to be coming with the attack keystone, so it's going to increase his own limit. So plus 15% to Brave damage limit cap and plus 15% to his own held Brave and HP damage limit cap. So definitely pick this up, especially if you're going to be running him on your team compositions. Pros about Dark Knight Cecil is that he can imperil his own dark element, which means he's going to be doing a lot more damage. After using his EX ability, he will recover 1 use of both of his abilities, really helping him out with longevity, especially because his EX ability charges at a slower rate. He can delay all the targets by 1 turn, and he does increase HP damage received to the targets after using his LD ability with his LD ability debuff, New Moon Mysteries. He's going to be amazing in chase team compositions when bosses are not resistant to being launched. Cons about Dark Knight Cecil is that he is a high risk, high reward type character. He consumes his own HP to dish out some nasty damage towards the enemy, so be very careful when he's on the lower end of his HP, as he could potentially die. He can heal himself back up, but if you are worried about Dark Knight Cecil, just pair him up with someone like Warrior of Light and you'll be fine. And he does come with 4 buffs. You could potentially push off his 2 generic buffs. So his attack up and max Brave, if you bring someone that gives a party more than 2 buffs, you're going to be pushing these buffs off of Dark Knight Cecil. I'm going to be quickly recapping the boss rush bosses, their special conditions, or resistances. I am going to be leaving a link down below in the description to the Toneberry Troops Lufenia research page, just to get a little bit more in depth if you guys would like to do that. Because if I cover this completely, it's really going to lengthen the video. So there's going to be 3 waves. First wave is going to be the bomb, this little red flame bomb, big red flame bomb, and it's going to spawn the little bombs next to it. So it's going to be immune to paralysis. The first wave does not have a special counter, so counters in AoE for tips are going to work great for this wave. So Furion, Gladio, Gao, X-Death can come in very useful during this wave. The second wave is going to be the Vayne bosses, so the horsies. I hate these damn horsies. So immune to paralysis, and they're going to be weak to range. These do have a special counter, and there's going to be 2 of them. They will appear at the 49% HP threshold, and it never goes away. But you can increase it by 10 when they are launched. So be very careful with these horses AoE Brave plus HP attacks, because you could potentially die, especially if Dark Knight Cecil is on the lower HP threshold. So chase units are going to shine here, especially with Embedded Tailing on the team. And of course, counters come in handy, so you want any of the units mentioned on the previous slide, along with Cloud, Kais, and Dark Knight Cecil. The final wave is going to be the Golbez boss. It's going to be 1, and this thing heals when it's about to die. So immune to paralysis and resist magic. Special counter will appear at the 49% HP threshold and 59% HP threshold after using Karaga. This will cancel the special counter after it uses Karaga, and you can increase the special counter by 3 when using Dark Brave or hitting it with Dark Brave damage. Tips: it will heal up with Karaga, so you're gonna have to reduce its HP bar twice. Rush this thing down. So bring your Lightnings, your Dark Knight Cecils, your Leons, Diabolos, especially if you have units that do non-elemental Brave damage. Diabolos can help you out here. Realm can come in handy. Kurosame can help with the HP damage up. All right, there's plenty of other units you can bring onto these Lufenia runs, but have fun with this boss rush, fam. So now we're at that portion of the video. How worthy are they? How worthy is Dark Knight Cecil of your precious tickets and or gems? So yes, it is true, there is no free multi-draw on this banner. Okay, the New Year's campaign ended. No more free multi-draws. Give the devs a break. So Dark Knight Cecil, what do I say he is absolutely pity worthy of your resources. So Dark Knight Cecil, he's always been a high risk, high reward type of playstyle. He is a Dark Knight. That's what they do. They consume their own HP so they can hit harder. Luckily, he can heal back up with his upgraded Brave Attack plus HP Attack plus heal. And if you're really concerned about Dark Knight Cecil dying, pair him up with either other types of healers or Warrior of Light to protect Dark Knight Cecil from dying. You will be absolutely fine if you pair him up with units that can fill that role. Now, Dark Knight Cecil being able to recover when use of both of his abilities is going to help him out with longevity, especially because his EX ability charges at a slower rate. With his LD ability, he can now delay all the targets by 1 turn and inflict a new debuff that increases HP damage taken by 20% with an instant turn rate, allowing him to act immediately. So really dishing out the damage during his turns right here back to back. Where he is truly going to shine is with a chase team composition. Dark Knight Cecil being able to launch on demand while brave healing the party is going to allow for some crazy chase damage if the boss is not resistant to chase. There are bosses that are going to resist chase sequences, but when they don't resist the chase, you can bring your chase team compositions onto those stages to really burst down those bosses. Lufenia chase team comps, they are a thing. So you're gonna want to bring your Pandemonium, right? You're gonna want to bring your Dark Knight Cecil. You're gonna want to bring your Kais and your other units to fill those roles. You Ramza, Cryo, Cloud, other units that can either massively brave heal the party or also initiate chase sequences of their own, just to take full advantage of the HP damage granted by some of these other units. Now let's say chase compositions, it's not your cup of tea. That's fine. Dark Knight Cecil is still a strong consideration to add onto your own rosters. So at the end of the day, friends, Dark Knight Cecil, yes, absolutely pity worthy of your resources. But if you are still unsure, I would first attempt a boss rush, see if you could do it without him, because if you can, then hey, you don't need him, you'll be fine. And wait until the community live stream to see what the global first LD character, especially if you're hurting on resources and are still unsure of Dark Knight Cecil, because who knows, we might get plenty of rewards for the 3rd year anniversary, and we also have divine summons on the horizon, which we should be getting around 40k gems and 400 tickets if you fully grind out the divine boards. All right, friends, so just wait and see if you are low on resources, but aside from that, pity this guy. That is it for this video, friends. I want to thank you guys for watching my How Worthy Are They covering Dark Knight Cecil. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what you guys are going to be doing for this banner. Me personally, I'm going to be chasing with gems. I never properly built a chase composition over on the JP side, but I am going to be doing that on the global side of the game. And I actually do have Dark Knight Cecil over there with his LD, and he is very strong, so I definitely want him on my global account. So I'm going to be using gems. If I can pick up Firian's LD, Firian's burst weapon along the way, that is awesome, because this is, in my opinion, the best burst banner to chase Firian's burst weapon on. Alright friends, so Lids is going to be going in with gems on the Dark Knight Cecil banner. Alright friends, so let me know your own personal plans down below in the comments. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.